Hello everybody and welcome to another J&D review. Today we'll be reviewing the DC Collectables Son of Batman Deathstroke action figure. And of course the first thing I want to get into when reviewing Deathstroke here is the box that he came in. Deathstroke came in the clamshell card box. Let me flip it over to the front for you. You have the Son of Batman title right here on the front. You have image stills of Batman, Damian Wayne, one of the Man-Bats, and Deathstroke. 75 years of Batman. Now moving to the back of the card, you have the other action figures that's in this line. You have Batman, you have Damian Wayne as Robin, and the head is really squared off to me. I don't know why they drew him like that, but you have Nightwing and you have Deathstroke. Now I was going to collect everybody in this line, but I didn't like the way that they look. The sculpt looked very off and broken up. And the only one that seemed to avoid that was Deathstroke. So I just went ahead and got him. But a little FYI for you. Moving out of the box and into Deathstroke here. I love how this Deathstroke looked. This has to be my favorite incarnation of him. The one from the Arkham Origins video game, however, that's definitely a close second for me. But I like this one more. This one kind of resembles more of a ninja mercenary, which you know Slade Wilson to actually be. Now, getting into the paint, I love the paint on Deathstroke. I love how he has that gunmetal gray and he has the orange highlights going all down his suit, which is very awesome. I was fortunate enough to get a Deathstroke with no paint mishap whatsoever. I'm happy about that. But at the same time, I'm not really one of those guys who care that much about paint mishaps. At the end of the day, when it comes to that, the only time I get mad is if I screw up the paint somehow. As long as you color it in the way that it's supposed to, and it's 80 to 90% accurate, I'm very happy with that. But getting out of the paint and into the sculpt now, I love the way he looks as far as the sculpt. Like I said, this is my favorite character design of him whatsoever. From the video games to the comic books and the TV show, this is definitely my favorite. Now, starting off with the face, I love how the face looks, very menacing, you know, very intimidating. That's what I like about it. I love the bodysuit that he has on. And you can tell that the paint is supposed to show off what the sculpt is actually supposed to be. And everything around here as far as his belt, that's an actual sculpt. The pouch right here is an actual sculpt. I think it's supposed to be a clip in there for his sidearm, which really doesn't come out, which is a heartbreaker for me, but you know, I digress. Now, his arms aren't too long, his legs aren't too short, and I love his build. He definitely has a great physique going on there. Looks good for a mercenary. This is how a mercenary is supposed to look. Very awesome. He also has the scabbards for his katana blades right here. And you have the slits right there on top. And you have the usual tassels that's on the back of his mask, which is made of a very, very pliable plastic, which is very awesome. Like I said, the arms are too long, the legs are too short, vice versa. Everything is a 10 out of 10 on Deathstroke. Now getting into the articulation on Deathstroke, with this being a DC collectible and the fact that they're more concerned with sculpt than anything, it does what it's supposed to do. It functions the way that it's supposed to function. And it does have some extras as far as the articulation goes, but not a whole lot. And this is what I'm talking about right here. Starting from the head is on the ball hinge. It goes this far up, this far down, which really isn't that far. You can make his head 360. I'm not going to make it 360, just know that it can. I think it looks weird when I do that. You got a slight tilt in the head to the left and right. Well, if you want them to look over those corners for guards, very awesome. You have ball jointed shoulders, which go this far up. I thought they would go further than that, but that's as far as they go. They go all the way down. You can 360 the arm. You can swivel right here at the shoulder. And you can swivel right here in his bicep. Or elbow, I want to say elbow. You can go this far back and this far forward. The wrists, however, don't have any articulation whatsoever. You can't rock, you can't swivel. And me personally, I can let that go. What I can't let go, however, is that there is no articulation in the abdomen area at all. Now, the Batman that I reviewed from before, he had an ab crunch, he had a swivel, he even had a solar plexus rock up here, if you guys remember that review. But they decided to take a back step in creating Deadpool, and he had none of that whatsoever. I mean, it's fine. It's still a good Deadpool, but still, I would have loved to have seen that, and I'm just speaking out of, heartbreak, really. Moving into the legs, you have a nice swivel. The legs can go this far out, which is pretty far if you ask me. Go all the way down. You can go this far forward and this far back. Now, in the knees, you don't have a double hinge. You just have a single bend right here, which I would have loved to have seen them have that. Deathstroke can do, all kinds of ninja-like movements. So it would have been great if they had incorporated that into the knees, And in the feet, you don't have any articulation at all. There's no hinge at the ankle. You can't rock, you can't swivel, which is definitely going to hurt those more dynamic poses for Deathstroke. So, let's say you wanted to, let me get him into an action pose. You want to get into an action pose, you're really going to have to play the balance game with him. And he'll stand for you. But even now, you're going to have to wonder how long he's going to keep that pose. You may wake up the next morning and he's flat on his face. Not a very good look for a mercenary. Now, with that being all of the articulation, now to get into Slade Wilson's accessories. Let me stand them up right there. I mean, Deathstroke comes with 2 pieces of accessories, and I'm pretty sure you already know what they are. They are his 2 katana blades. These would be the blades right here. As you can see, they are nicely detailed. You remember the one from the Ark and Origins video game? They lacked detail, they were very short, and even when he was holding it in his hands, it still kind of looked like a butter knife. So these are actually very nicely detailed. Did you see that? Very awesome. And they fit in his scabbards the way that they're supposed to. Let me go ahead and slide it. And it clicks into place. Just so you know that it's holding. Go ahead and put the other one in, might as well. Slide that in there. And he'll hold them for you. They won't fall out. They'll stay in place. And if you want to speak about the hands, well, let me grab one. Stick it in here. It fits nice and snug in his hand. It's not going to go anywhere. As you can see, it's not falling out. No looseness there. The hand, just like the joints, are very tight, so he's definitely going to grasp them the way that you need him to. And with that being said, that would be the end of the review. Let me go ahead and stand him up. Like I said, even now you play the balance game with him, but he's standing and I can continue. Like I said, we're going to be doing more reviews, starting from Metacon figures on the PlayArts Kai and some Hot Toys. Hot Toys made a few figures that I would like to review, and I don't even buy Hot Toys figures like that, but it did come out with some that I like, and I do want to review them for you guys, because at the end of the day, hey, who loves you? Deathstroke definitely does it, that's for sure. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see those videos. Give us some likes. They'll let us know. And what do you think of Deathstroke? Count how many times I said Deadpool. Do you like him? Do you love him? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know if you're going to pick him up. And with that being said, this has been a J&D review. This is the J, signing out.